Okay, Phoenix Angel 49 with a response on the shallow argument that Stephen King is jealous of Stephanie Meyer's trendy success. There, that's my response. Thanks, Mom. You want to know why? I'll tell you. Because, oh, they're just jealous, is what they tell you in kindergarten to make you feel better. Now, let's get to the facts that Stephen King has. Okay? Now, in this review, I'm not quoting it exactly because I don't remember it word for word, but went, Stephen King is asked on the influences his work has on Stephanie Meyer's Twilight. Yes, I'm reading it. Suck it up. And Rowling on Harry Potter. Yes, I have all 7, and I went to the midnight opening of Harry Potter 7. Except I didn't have a costume. I had a black and purple mini skirt, a t-shirt that said Harry, and Gryffindor socks up to my knees in the middle of July, and some boots on. But that's not the point. The fact of the matter was, I was one of the first ones to get the book, and yes, I know that seems a little crazy. But, and I know Twilight fans have had this as well, so. And the video game nerds have that. Every fandom has that. But let's get back to the main argument of Stephen King gets jealous. Okay, why would an author who's been in the game for 40 years, he has experience and actually has some knowledge, background knowledge of what he's dealing with, why would he need to be jealous of her? Twilight is a fad. I remember when The Princess Diaries was around, mainly because of the Disney movie, which had it that was very little to the book, which really didn't make it all that great. I like Meg Cabot's books better. But that's not the point. The point is that nobody needs to be jealous because of what and of how an author is more successful at one time than Stephen King, who's been successful over his entire career. I mean, Twilight really didn't get big. It came out in 2005. It didn't really get big until just recently, which is about 3 to 4 years later, depending on when the book first came out. So it's been about 3 or 4 years. So it took her 3 to 4 years to get a huge cult following. As Stephen King, his stuff is legend and has been around for, I know the movie Carrie came out in the 70s, and it still has a following today. So that's been over 30 years. So, arguing that one is jealous when they have experience and background and good and legend status for over 30, 40 years, no, that argument just doesn't hold water. And I figured that I might as well show you how well read I am. I don't know, I just feel like showing off my book collection, and these are just some of my books, so don't get me started. Well, Left Behind, this one's technically not mine, but I read nearly that whole series until I lost book 7. Narnia series, have all of them. And I've got some Peretti here if you want me to. But I've got some, we've got a lot of classics too. And one claiming that Stephanie Meyer's book is a classic, then I'm sorry. They have yet to read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. Help helps if you know backgrounds of what the author was writing, but even if you don't, this book is classic. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, classic. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, classic. And this was made into a Disney movie, but that was back when Disney was good. Alright. Ernest Hemingway, For Whom the Bell Tolls. This one, good. I hated the fact that I had to do a critical analysis on it in 11th grade, but it's still good. The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I know I mispronounced that, but it's good. And I love the fact that Dostoevsky worked in his epilepsy in the development of one of his characters, Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451. Very protesting against book burning. Books have, no matter what they are, books are valuable. Even if it's a piece of crap, even if it's like Twilight or the classic Great Gatsby. I so did not like that. The Phantom Tollbooth by Norman Juster. That's been around a while, but it's brilliant. You've got to read it. It's a kid's book, and it deals a lot with math and English and stuff like that and their comparisons, but it's brilliant. Shakespeare. Enough said. Poe. Once again, enough said. And The Inferno by Dante. You gotta love this book. If you have a grim and sadistic look on life, you're gonna love this. And also we have Ronald Dahl, who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which the 1970s movie of this was so inaccurate. I like Tim Burton's take on this better. And Matilda. Yes, I have kids' books here, but these are good enough to be called classics. So, why would one take this thing and compare it to this thing in classic status? Or maybe this thing. Or this thing. Alright. You want to know, or even Narnia. That's a classic series. You want to know which modern series have the most potential to become classics? A series of unfortunate events. Those are just some of the other books that fell on the floor. Left Behind, even though that's a Christian series, it still has it's still really popular and still talked about today. In fact, when it came to the debate over whether Obama is the Antichrist or not, who did they go to? Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. I think the person who created Carpathia would know what they're dealing with there. Or the other series that will become classic, Harry Potter. Enough said. See, they were both. Stephen King stated that both Meyer and Rowling made books directed towards kids, but the main thing was, in his expertise of being in the game 40 years, he said Rowling had talent. There we go. Enough said.